If anybody were to ask me what my #1 dish to make is, it's this, Buljol, which is basically a saltfish salad, sort of like a cooked ceviche. So what we've got here is the salted cod. You get this dried in any Portuguese delicatessen. You can get it in some supermarkets that have sort of large ethnic aisles there, but my recommendation would be to go to a really good Portuguese delicatessen where they've got the big saltfish hanging up in the back, and you can just choose how much you want to get. So to start with, I'm just going to rinse off the salt. The salt basically preserves it so that it can last for a very long time. Rinse that off a few times because the salt's quite ingrained in there. Now this is my favourite thing to make, one because it's pretty quick and simple, but also it's just an explosion of flavours in your mouth. And there's just no better salad on earth, in my opinion. So, the saltfish has now had the salt rinsed off of it. I'm going to take this over to the hob and we're going to put it on to boil for about 15 minutes or so. And it's really important that you keep an eye on it because of the salt content. It's just going to do a big salt explosion, so we're going to keep an eye on it just to keep the simmer down. So whilst that's boiling, I'm just going to start cutting up the important parts of the salad. So we've got cucumber, got tomatoes, spring onion, also known as a scallion in the Caribbean, and also some red onion. So this is the base of the salad, and we're just gonna wait for the saltfish to be done before we add the rest of the bowl and get mixing. I can see the salt rising to the top now, so I'm just gonna drain that top layer of salt out, and then I'll just add some more water back to the boil. You might want to do that 1 or 2 times depending on the salt content left in the water. And drain off that top layer of salt again and just put in one last batch of water. Okay, so we're just gonna go and get the saltfish off of the boil now. And just gonna pour this down into a colander to drain it. And then I'll just scoop this onto a bowl. And if you want to get stuck in with your hands, you can just flake it with your hands. But if you want to avoid having fishy fingers, I would just get 2 forks and mix it up. Mash it up so it just, crumbles into small pieces. And that's that. So we've got the salad that we chopped up earlier, and we're just gonna tip the flaked saltfish into that bowl. And we mix it up. So you just stir it up so you see all those colours, and then add a good glug of olive oil and mix that up. You definitely do not need to add any salt to taste. The saltfish is doing that work for you already. But you will want to do a few shakes of black pepper, and then, right, I got this out my mum's fridge. This is her pepper sauce. So if you don't have this, a mum that's made some pepper sauce for you, you can just use any hot pepper sauce. I am half Jamaican, and Jamaicans love to say that Jamaican hot pepper sauce is the best, but it's not. The truth is, Barbados makes the best hot pepper sauce. So any Bajan hot pepper sauce you can use will add a really nice touch to this dish. 2 teaspoonfuls. It is quite fiery, and it's better to add less and then add more rather than go overboard, because you can't take away but you can add. I'm just going to mix that all up, and then lastly we're going to add my favourite ingredient, a lime. Just give that a really good squeeze, and again this is adding a nice citrus acidity to cut through the spice of the hot pepper. I'm just going to mix that all up. And then you're just gonna cover it and pop it in the fridge for about half an hour to chill. And then I will show you how we serve it up. Okay, so that has been nice and chilled for about 30 minutes. So I'm just gonna get it out of the fridge. And oh yeah, you can see where the lime juice and the chili has all just started to really marinate in. And that's why I sort of liken it to a cooked ceviche, because it's sort of just been cooking in the juices of the lime and the chili. So traditionally you'd maybe put this on top of water crackers. They're a pretty dry cracker, but I've actually decided to do this with some toasted ciabattas. So I just cut up some ciabatta, popped it in the oven, and we've just got these nice ciabatta toasts. And then basically, just gonna get them loaded up on top of these little toasts. So, because it's a bit juicy, all the lime and chili, you're just gonna sort of press down with your spoon to drain that off. But then you're just gonna load it on top of your toasts, like so. We'll do the same on this one. And I just brushed my ciabatta with some olive oil. You definitely don't need to add salt to that either, because remember, the saltfish is very salty itself. It's nice and loaded. Pop that there as well. I'm just going to do this with all of the ciabattas. So it was actually my mum who taught me to make this, and don't tell her, but I think I make it better than her. So, shh. And then again, just for garnish, some chives on top. And I just pop a wedge of lime there in case you want to squeeze that on for additional taste. Now my favourite bit, eating it. Right, I'm just gonna get stuck in. It's nice crispy bread, so excuse me while it crumbles everywhere. That is perfect. The tanginess of the lime, the sharp kick of the chili, and the saltfish just melts away. It's just my favourite thing to make. I'm gonna have another one, I'm starving now.
Do you have any rundown?
Oh.
Oh.
Whoops. They're not the easiest to eat.
It's going to be probably a lot of eye. Lovely. I've handed that one down well.
She has. I cook it better. So let me know what you think of this recipe when you try it. Like, click, share, subscribe, and let me know how you get on.